here by Ibrahima Mane. So Ibrahima Mane will be speaking on behalf of the Mustafa Kebe camp, what they have as part of their manifestos, or what plans do they have for Gambian football when their candidate is voted into office. So we'll be opening the lines. You also have your say on this very, very important topic and also very, very important development that is happening in our sports. Mr. Cham, welcome. Ibrahima, welcome.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Modu S. and Ibrahima, and everybody out there who are following this very important process in the development of Gambian sports, because when you say sports in the Gambia, you have to talk about football first. This year has been a momentous year for football because of the fact that, well, I think the microphone should be much higher. Right in front of me. Well, I've been told the mic's performance needs to be corrected. All right. This is a very important process in our sports, given the fact that football over the last 15 months have entered what obviously everybody could agree was a crisis moment. And it was being sorted out. Albeit controversially, but we have come to a stage where now decisions have to be made, which will have to be definitely decisive, and we hope would have to be wise for the future of football to be in calmer waters. And that is the debate that is going on in every media, and that's what brought us here, to give you the perspective of both sides and then let you know what is going to happen on the day and what the Congress would bring, the far-reaching implications. It's going to be from July the 31st. That's why we're here, and you have been following other debates of in other media, and even this very one last night between the two candidates. So we hope that this 1 hour will help a lot to establish some of the perspectives that viewers and followers of football may like to know.
Ibrahima Mane, representing the Mustafa Kebe's camp, who would have loved to have the Modu Musa camp also here to argue their case with the Mustafa Kebe camp. But Ibrahima, just say hi to the public.
Hi to the public.
And tell us. What do you have for us?
Well, it's been a while. I think I just want to say I do not think there are camps. It exists in people's head. And for the records, I think we should stop the blaming game. My opinion is that this is not about the vice chairman of the Normal Assessment Committee. This is not about an aspiring candidate that is Modu Musa and Mustafa Kebe. It is not about Sidi Kinte. It is not about Hala Samba. This is about bringing about a good leadership to the new structure of our football. And I think what we should be looking forward is to determine a profile for the position of the presidency. Excuse me. If we can come up with a profile that fits to the GFF presidency, then that person, whether he is in Koina, whether he is in Gunjur, I think we should go and fetch that person. But fortunately, it boiled down to the two candidates, that is Modu Musa and Mustafa Kebe, both of whom I'm fortunate to have worked with and knew all of them only too well. I think before coming to my relationship or knowing Mustafa Kebe and Modu Musa, I think I want to come up with some of the concern of the stakeholders. What kind of attribute and profile we want a person or the president in the GFF. I think what we need a credible, competent leader who has the ability to guide the next executive, chart out a course, give positive directives to bring about the expectations that we are all expecting to achieve in the next 4 and beyond. And I think that person must be very passionate about the game, he must be dedicated and his continuous commitment to the development of the game. I believe that person has to have a philosophy of good governance. Good governance will tell you some of these areas, that the balanced distribution of revenue, and he has to set up performance indicators. He has to also bridge the gap between the elite football and the regional association football. This is very important. And this person also has an international argument, that is to be in a position to have built very positive international relations, because we have international relations, that is CAF, FIFA, and other members. And I think this person must be aware of the political dimension of sports, that government of the day are major stakeholders in the game that need to understand. So when you look at this portfolio, then you look at, there are a lot of portfolios that could fit into this. If you look at this portfolio, then you look at who fit in the portfolio. Then you go for that person. If Lamin Cham fit into it, then you go for that person. I think this is the basic for me, the arguments. And then let me come down to the two candidates who are aspiring. That is Mustafa Kebe and Modu Musa. I've listened to their interview yesterday. And you can see all of them, we all relish their strength. What is their strength? They have served in different and individual capacities in football. They both had a credible institution. And we cannot doubt their international exposure that is indicative of their seasoned administrative prowess. My worry came to a little bit to some of the issues with their weaknesses. And for instance, as a team leader, it is important to look at team play. You must be a team player. I listened to Omodu Musa yesterday. I think you asked a very pertinent question to say to us. He used to be the second most powerful person in the GFA, and then he did resign. He gave his reason based on the environment by then was not conducive, and he resigned. In my opinion, I think that is inappropriate. Why? Because Modu Musa is not an appointee. He was not appointed as a member of the GFFA then. He was elected into office. If you are appointed, then your individual decision often affect what you want to do. But when you are elected into office, then you represent a cross-section of stakeholders. It is binding upon you that you have that forums. Because in the GFF, he doesn't need to wait for another 4 years. He only needs to wait at the end of the year. Because constitutionally, it is required for the executive to go into an annual general meeting. There, you present your case to the delegate or to the stakeholders. And then if you want to resign, you can resign. And posterity today will judge you. So that, to me, gave me a fearsome in the sense that he needs to understand if he lead, he will have to lead people who have different opinions. And people have take and people have opinion to sharing of information. So if you do not think you can work with people, always the case will be you will resign. So that was one area I have an issue with Modu Musa. Secondary is football is not a game that you come to and go back. Football is a way of life. It's a factor of development in any country. Many of us have been discredited in the past. Some are ostracized. Maybe you talk about people like Keba Yoromane, they will say that they are ostracized. But they stay committed to this game because they belong to this game. That's another thing that is my worry, that if we bring Modu Musa, and then if things are going the way he wanted, he will stay. If it did not go the way he wanted, he may leave. So that's also my worry. But I conclude to say that, do we have to go to elections? My answer, I said no, we shouldn't go to elections. Why? Then when we go to election, we will lose one of these candidates. And they all have a competent product that they can contribute to Gambian football. Why would we? That's one of the reasons I went into negotiation with the vice chairman of the normalization committee to come up with a theme that would, from onset, move towards people's expectation. But unfortunately, we were in that negotiation. I have never given up on it. And what I thought was, I think Modu Musa belongs to this executive. Equally, I believe Mustafa Kebe belongs to this executive. But because of some of the shortfalls that I noticed about Modu, I was inclined to say they both be there, but Mustafa Kebe leads. This was my opinion, and I have never given up on it. So I think basically what people need to look at is